Hello and welcome to Deliberately Creative. I'm Stephanie and I'd like to welcome you to the Birthstone for June. I'm going to do a pearl doodlegem and I am doing this as a challenge. It is a cheap art supply challenge from the office supply store. Crayola pencils and a pen that I'll show you as we pull it out to use it. Come with me and let's see how easy this really can be. It is pretty. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so excited about this. I have these lovely Crayola colored pencils, just the regular kids type from the office supply store or the variety store. And then I have this pen. And this is a zebra. Here, I'll bring it in here. It is a G301 3 Series gel retractable ink. It is black ink. It is a 0.7 millimeter tip, and it is a medium point, and it is a durable stainless steel. Check safe, acid-free, archival quality ink. And what I'll say about the ink is that it flows out of the pen nicely. It does draw a nice line, but you have to be careful and make sure it's dry before you can color next to it. So all of our coloring is going to be done first, and then the doodling. This is for our June birthday people. And so happy birthday, everybody, in June. I am doing a pearl, and that seemed to be the more consistent, what do I want to say? The more consistent birthstone for June. So to start off with, I am going to lay in some of my shadow patterns. And pearls are very lustrous. They are not translucent. They are opaque. They are reflective. And they reflect colors around them. And right now I'm using this pale rose, which actually has kind of a purpley tone to it. And I am just giving myself some very, very light around the edges and kind of a flowery Y shape or a curvy X, maybe more like a curvy X in the middle. And what that does is it gives me a place for some fun highlights to be. This pearl is not going to be a pink pearl. It's actually going to be more of a peach, which is what I'm going to pick up right now. This is the peach. And I am going to just sort of go in and color over all of that dusty rose that I put in. The thing with Crayola colored pencils or any of your cheap art supply type pencils, they are not going to layer a ton. You are not going to get those super, super smooth, opaque layers that build and build. You could get a couple layers with the Crayola color pencils. I probably push them a little bit harder than you would average do. Okay, so I just went whoop and had this little pencil line go out. That's okay, because we're going to put a doodle around this. It's going to be just a soft and gentle little doodle, but it will be a doodle because we need to challenge ourselves with that pen. And that pen is a little bit of a challenge. It's a good pen. I mean, it's made for writing, but it is stretched a bit. Now I just picked up the bright yellow, just the yellow, and I'm going in along the edges of those shadows, down below them, and giving a glow on the pearl itself. And then a tiny bit of this brighter yellow up in the edge of the shadow. Now it's not looking like much right now, is it? It's looking kind of messy and scribbly and scratchy. And to a certain extent, it will. But we can actually get this to a point where we feel like, indeed, it is a pearl. And I'm not too worried. I'm kind of coloring over the whole thing again, trying to lay in some colors. Now I'm going to grab the white, and this is the Crayola white. This is not my favorite Prismacolor. This is Crayola's. There it is. I like the creaminess of the Prismacolors, but this is a challenge. Sometimes you have to stretch yourself a little bit. Do those challenges. Challenge yourself. I've been having a lot of fun recently. I've been doing a lot of acrylic painting and paint pouring, and that has been so much fun that I almost said, well, gee, nobody watches the Doodlegems, or hardly anybody does. Should I even do it? And then I was thinking, you know, I promised, and I have people, and I know I have people, that is the reason why they come back and check out my channel. They want to see when the new Doodlegem goes up. And I don't want to disappoint anyone. I mean, I did promise. I said I would do these through the end of the year. One a month of the birthstones. So that's what we're going to get. And then if more people started saying, hey, we'd love to see more of the Doodlegems, then I would look at doing more Doodlegems. But for right now, the one a month seems to be doing it. Now I just picked up the sand color. There, sand. And I'm just working along that bottom edge, trying to give it a little bit of a shape where it's going down and away. There we go. We're just going to color, color, color. And I have been laying this down fairly softly. I'm starting to press a little harder because my colors, I've got quite a few layers on here. And I need to merge them, get them to sort of melt into each other. I am working on cardstock, on the Neenah cardstock. That's the 110-pound paper. You could do this on Bristol. I like the surface of this Neenah cardstock, especially if I'm going to be making cards with it afterwards. All right, I'm going to grab this slate blue and put some shadow right down along under the edge. This will be inside of the doodle, but it gives me an idea of what I've done here. You notice when you put that little shadow on there, it sort of pops that gem just right up. And I think maybe I'll challenge myself to some more pearls and just go through all of my pencils maybe. I don't know. That might be a That might be a fun challenge to do at some point. Not right now, though. Because like I said, I really am enjoying those acrylic painting pour videos. I've got flowers and abstracts. And those videos are very fast to do. These videos, the Doodlegems, they take more time. I need to slow down, pay attention to what I'm doing so I can explain more. See, I'm using this white, kind of like a blending pencil. You really don't see the white in the Crayola, but it does help to move the colors around some. Now that I've got so many layers on here, I can push the color around a little bit with that pencil. Look at that. And I'm just going to go over that shadow with that white even. All right. And now I just want to brush a little bit of those crumbs off. Look at that. Can you see? There's a pearl there. That's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. I am going to go ahead and see if I can get any of the peach to go back on and kind of soften and blend a few of these edges, just a bit. All of my pencil lines I have been putting on in tiny little circles so they overlap each other and I don't end up with scribble marks, because I know that's something that people ask me. How do you get your colors to go on smoothly even when you're using cheap pencils? And what it is you have to work, basically, I'm doing like this with my pencil. I'm just making circle, 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 but I'm doing it small and putting those circles stacked right up on top of each other. So that's what I've been doing. Even when you see me kind of just going across, they're little circles. I don't know if any of you have ever seen one of these pencil or pens that I'm going to talk about here. It was really popular in the early 70s, and it made it really easy to make sheep because the pen squiggled around in circles and just did spiral, 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 and you just moved it across as it was doing squiggles. And it was very interesting because you could actually draw with it. Now, you weren't drawing masterpiece artwork, and it was just sort of fun, silly stuff. That almost looks like a critter with eyes. I think I need to sort of flatten out one of those circles just a little bit. Those highlight dots, I want to make one of them a little bit smaller. And I'm using that pale rose again. And I'm just putting that color in. So this is a different camera angle too for these Doodlegems here. I didn't take my camera down and move it from when I'm doing my regular painting. So let me know what you think. Do you like this angle? Is this helpful? Or would you rather have me, whoa, okay, don't press so hard on your pencil that you snap your tips. That means you're pressing way too hard, and I was pressing way too hard. There we go. Again, I am just trying to get enough in here so that we can say, indeed, this is a pearl. And I think I've got enough in here. I'm just brightening up a little bit of it in a couple spots with that bright yellow. I say bright yellow, it is just a yellow. There we go. And that rows right along here. And see if I can lay some in and bring it down. Now what I suggest is find some pictures of actual pearls. And you will see these patterns of lights and darks that you would never expect. Some of them, actually, the patterns of light and dark look very much like faces, smiley faces, eyeballs, all kinds of things. But I think that we have enough on here to make it say, this is a pearl. This is a soft pearl. Just take that white pencil and blend those colors out that I just put on. And look at that. Oh, that's pretty. That's pretty. It's soft. And this is a fantasy pearl. It is a kind of a fancy one. They have different colors. If you, again, go on to Google and just do a search for colored pearls. And you are going to see so many different things. Now I am going to put in my doodle. And this pen, like I said, it does draw nicely, but you cannot color up against it until it's dry. So that's why I wanted to put that darker shadow line. Sorry, my hand just got in the way. Let's move it this way and go this way. No, let's see, maybe this way. All right, so we're going to have it up like this, and I am going to put there. That's what we'll do. All right, so that's why I put that shadow line in ahead of time, was because I know this pen does not dry quickly, and I wanted to get the doodle in. So right now I'm just drawing like a string of beads around the outside of the pearl. This would be like a pendant, I think, is what I'm going to do. So I'm just going to get these on here. And remember, these are office supply artworks. It is not high art. It is not permanent art. We're working on paper. We're using pens. Yes, the pen is archival. The Crayolas are not color fast. They will fade in time. But if you're making a birthday card for someone, it doesn't have to last forever. It has to last for the party. And maybe they'll put it in a memory box. And if they do that, it's not going to have light shining on it. So it's going to last forever. All right. So now I think I want to do some swirls going around this. I'm making this up as I go. So I'm not sure what I'm going to end up with. This is doodling. Well, that's pretty. Maybe I'll do the same thing over on this side. There we go. Rotate this. Actually, I'm going to rotate it all the way around and do it from this side. Oh, nope. That is not the best angle, is it? Like that. That's pretty. Then I think maybe what I'll do is some leaves on all four parts. That's pretty. Give it the little center line, sorry. I don't mean to get my hand in the way. we go. Just like that. Oh, that's fun. Let's see, what else do we want to do? I think that I want another leaf going the opposite direction. I think I have springtime on my mind right now. There's all kinds of new things coming up in the garden. So you've got pretty flowers, you've got plants for vegetables. It's all growing and fun and beautiful. All right, let's see here. We're going to get a little bit of some shadows in here with the pen, just some cross hatching. So I'm just going to choose a side. And I think it's going to be this bottom edge. It's going to be that edge there, and this edge here, and this edge here. You see, it's just little cross hatches though. Not big. But it starts giving you some detail. And that's what we want. I think that I want to maybe put an extra line inside of these circles. That makes it feel almost like these are little gems set around the pearl. You could color these with a soft green, like Adventurine. And have a complete birthstone gem that could hang on a pretty pendant if it were an actual, let's see, maybe we'll put a drop right here with another little swirl or leaf pattern and a swirl. So then it feels more like it really was a pendant. Sorry about that. And then one more swirl up here. Sorry. Just keep moving my hand into your way. Okay, we'll make that 2 swirls because it's got to be balanced. And then another spot for another gem. Color these whatever you want. Make them special. Have some fun. Before we get going here, I need to put just a little bit more color in on this, and I have to be very careful and stay away from the pen lines. But I need to not press so hard that I pop my pencil. You end up with funny little divots in your paper if you pop your pencils too often. But I need a little bit more contrast in this gem, in this pearl. There's just not quite enough, and I need a little bit more. It's a personal preference thing. You can be done at any point that you feel that it looks like a pearl to you. Don't ever let somebody say it's not right if you didn't do it their way. It's just different. It doesn't have to be their way. It can be your way, and it can be beautiful. So never let somebody else tell you that your art isn't right if you didn't do it their way. Okay, the only time that you have to you have to let somebody do that is if you're paying for a class to learn their way. How about that? If you're paying for a class to learn something somebody's way, then yeah, they can tell you it's not right. This is a free class, and you are free to watch it or leave at any time that makes you happy. That's one of the really cool things about YouTube. They give us access to all of this free instruction and free information. There we go. There we go. That's feeling better. That's giving me a little more of that pearl gem type of feel. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I really appreciate it. If you like this video, please click that like button and share the video on your social media with your friends. That really helps my channel out. Make sure that you've subscribed. If you haven't, click the subscribe button. If you have, make sure you've clicked that bell so you'll be notified when new videos go up. Leave me a comment. What did you think of this challenge? Should I do a pearl again using Bergeron pencils or polychromo pencils or Marco Raffines? I have all of those. I can play with any of them. And as always, go out, do something creative, take care of yourself so you can take care of those around you. Bye-bye.